Yes.
I'd like to call the Mentor City Council regular meeting, May 2nd, 2023 to order. The invocation will be given by Councilman Blake.
Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for this day. Help us to use good judgment for the business at hand, and guide us in wisdom with a continuing sense of truth and fairness for the community we represent.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake.
Here.
Mr. Donovan.
Yes,
Mrs.
here.
Dowling.
Yes.
Mr.
Here.
Freeman.
Here.
Mr. Kirschner.
Here.
Mr. Krieger.
Here.
Mr. Martin.
Here.
Council, you're in receipt of the April 18, 2023 regular minutes.
Move to approve.
Second. Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake.
Yes.
Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner.
Yes.
Mr. Krieger.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Public hearings, we have none. Tabled legislation, we have none. New legislation, ordinance number 23-0-042.
An ordinance to authorize transfers of funds, advances of funds, and revisions to appropriations and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Flippyak?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Malinowski, please.
Thank you, Mr. Filipiak. Members of council, this ordinance does three things. Firstly, it authorizes a permanent cash transfer out of the city's general fund in the amount of a little over $139,000, and that is going to the payroll stabilization fund. It represents the year-to-date severance payments that have been made. Secondly, and largely the second section authorizes nearly $1 million, $1 less than that, in temporary cash advances, also out of the city's general fund, and that is primarily, the majority, 80% of that is going to the rec center for needs there, or renovations, and the roughly $200,000 is for the CDBG Mentor Headlands Community Center renovation. And then thirdly, the applicable appropriation revisions primarily related to the temporary cash advances are in Section 3. And I would recommend approval. Thank you.
Council? Move to suspend.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake. Yes. Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner.
Yes.
Mr. Krieger.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes. Move to approve. Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake.
Yes.
Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner.
Yes.
Mr. Krieger.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-0-042 is approved. Ordinance number 23-0-043.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Concord Road Equipment Manufacturing, LLC, for the purchase of 2 dump truck bodies under the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program.
Mr. Flippyak?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Schweiker, please.
Thank you. Prior to 2022, the Department of Public Works would typically purchase one large single-axle dump truck every year as part of an ongoing fleet management program. In 2022, however, we purchased 2 cabin chassis with the intent of purchasing the 2 related bodies in this year. The goal is to have 2 fully equipped trucks in a shorter time frame than if we purchased 1 complete truck in each of the 2 years. Further into this goal, it is now my recommendation that we purchase 2 dump truck bodies with related plows, de-icing equipment, and related appurtenances. These bodies are available from Concord Road Equipment under the State of Ohio State Term Schedule Purchasing Program at a cost for the 2 bodies of $256,083.90. Concord Road Equipment has successfully supplied truck bodies and related equipment to the city for many years, and Concord recently moved their manufacturing facility to Mentor when they became part of Byers Products, which makes warranty and service very convenient for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schweiker. Council? Move to suspend.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake.
Yes.
Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner.
Yes.
Mr. Krieger.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes. Move to approve. Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake.
Yes.
Mr. Donovan.
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling.
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner.
Yes.
Mr. Krieger.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-0-043 is approved. We have a resolution number 22-R-106.
A resolution declaring it necessary to improve the streets hereinafter mentioned within the termini designated by supplying such streets with electric lighting and declaring an emergency.
Flippyak.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Malinowski, please.
Thank you, Mr. Filipiak. Members of council, this is the first step necessary to provide the street lighting citywide assessment process. Happy to report that the rate was reduced by 10 cents per $1,000, about an 8.7% reduction. We have a sufficient enough fund balance in that street lighting fund in order to accomplish that. And the previous 3 years, the rate was set at $1.15, just for a frame of reference there. I would recommend approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Malinowski. Counsel?
Move to suspend?
Second. Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Move to approve?
Second. Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes.
Mr. Marne?
No.
Resolution number 22-R-106 is approved. Third readings, we have none. Managers report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Council, we have one pavement open cut request. It is for 8505 Menor Avenue from Ken Ganley Companies for a new stormwater service line for the new Ganley car dealership.
Counsel?
Move to approve?
Second. Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes.
Mr. Landig? Mr. Landig?
Freeman?
He's for it.
Corpus Christi?
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Langdon might be against it, though. So.
That's true.
There's no doubt.
Thank you, Council. A few more items. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month. As part of this, there will be events throughout the county to educate our first responders on mental health issues and responses. On Tuesday, May 2nd, the Menor Fire EMT Academy hosted an open house at the Menor Regional Response Facility from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Students were able to showcase their life-saving skills for the public. Form work is being set for the 615 Bridge Deck project, as well as preparations to reconstruct the bridge abutments. An additional message board has been placed near Tyler Boulevard, further advising that southbound truck traffic is prohibited over the bridge. As a reminder, northbound truck traffic is not being detoured and is permitted over the bridge. ODOT's Hendricks Road Bridge reconstruction contractor will be returning to perform punch list work beginning the week of May 8th. Currently, they are scheduled to complete this work at night. Traffic will move through the work zone in one direction at a time using temporary traffic signals, and the signals will be taken down when the workers are not present. Pipe rail posts are currently being installed along the public access boardwalk at the Menor Marsh. Concrete ramps will remain to be installed at each end of the boardwalk that'll connect the existing stone walking path, and we anticipate that there's about 4 weeks worth of work remaining out there before it's open to the public. Sidewalk apron and lawn restoration work on Bellflower Road is ongoing as weather permits. The end of May is still the target completion there, although we're finding that a lot of concrete work in the city is being held up with the rain, so hopefully they'll get back on schedule. And finally, Council, we have a number of new businesses to, before I get to the new businesses, I did participate today in a roundtable discussion with other Northeast Ohio leaders on sponsored by NOPEC, just to talk a little bit about their upcoming contract change. So today is the last day for the public to opt out. Now, if you haven't filled out that form and done so, and if you're watching this and still want to do so, they will accept, if you want to still fill out the form, they will accept the faxed form as late as this evening. So if residents still want to do that, they did give us some general idea, though, about what the new rate will be. It's anticipated that so the new contract will begin on 6/1. They anticipate that their cost will be right around 6 cents or just a hair over 6 cents, and that the price to compare, or the new First Energy rate, is going to be about double that. So it would seem that sticking with NOPEC at this time, at least for that next 6-month period, is the wise choice. We remind the public that they can opt out of NOPEC anytime. It doesn't have to be now. There's no penalty to opt out. There may be a cost to opt into someone else's program, but that would be a contract that the individual resident would have total control over going forward. So, at least right now, it would seem that timing is going to be on the beneficial side as opposed to what happened a few months ago when everyone was moved back into First Energy's tariff rates. So, and then there's another couple, I think that we have until the 8th for the gas opt-out program to conclude, and they haven't really shared what their thoughts are on rates there yet. So when we get that information, we'll share that with council and the public. So finally, council, new businesses in town. The Panera Bread is going to be opening at 7373 Menor Avenue. Bubble House at 7850 Mentor Avenue. Prometric at 9237 Menor Avenue. Mender Discount Tobacco and Beverages at 7537 Menor Avenue. All Dry Services of Cleveland at 7564 Tyler Boulevard. Real Lighting at 7840 Tyler Boulevard. Care Your Way at 7376 Johnny Cake Ridge Road. Lakeshore Coffee Company at 8595 Menor Avenue. House of Smokers at 7741 Menor Avenue. Duncan Financials at 7874 Tyler Boulevard. And Boxing to Inspire at 8812 Tyler Boulevard. So a lot of businesses opening at approximately the same time. So it's good to see that level of investment continue in our city, and we appreciate their investment.
Thank you, Mr. Flippyak. Clerk's correspondence.
Nothing to report.
Commission reports, we have none. Old business? New business?
Mr. President,
Commissioner.
I would make a motion to change the start time of the June 6th, June 20th, and August 15th, 2023 regular meetings of council to 5:30 PM due to a conflict with the start time of Menor Rock Series for those in the administration that have duties related to both.
Thank you,
Second.
sir. Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Thank you, that's approved. Any other old business? New business, we have a student from Menor High here shadowing our Assistant City Manager, Antonio. If you want to stand up and say hi, appreciate you doing this. If you could keep up with Robert, that's a good task, so nice to meet you. Persons before council, I don't see anything. None.
Mr. President,
Mr. Martin.
I don't have the official language in front of me, but we have to adjourn into executive session for what, Mr. Law Director?
Same as last time.
Same as last time. What is it?
Pending litigation?
Pending litigation.
I don't know.
Yes, I don't know.
Julie, please call the roll.
Who did, oh, sorry, who seconded?
Oh, we need a second.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Go back into regular council session.
Second?
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes.
Mr. Marne?
Yes. Second.
Meeting's adjourned.
There you go.